Hello everyone, welcome back to Hannah's Happy Home. So today I'm going to be taking you guys along on our day as we work on some projects here around the house. I'm going to give you a little update on the stucco. It is so cold this morning here in Arizona. We got a freeze last night and it's only supposed to get a high of like 47 today. So us Arizonians are freezing. We are ready for our warm weather to be back. It's supposed to be back in a couple days, but this cold weather actually affects the stucco process, which I didn't realize. Our contractor called us yesterday and told us that he wasn't going to be able to come for the first couple days this week until it warmed back up, because after the stucco is applied to the house, it can't get below 40 degrees for 24 hours. So he has to wait like 3 more days until it warms back up before he can come and go back to putting the stucco on the house. At this point, they're only about halfway done with the house. It's definitely a very slow process. Okay, so I have to stop this here and jump in with a voiceover real quickly because I filmed this a couple days ago and a lot has changed since then. So we actually fired our contractor today. This whole stucco process has just been a complete nightmare. Like, they've actually only gotten about 30% of the house done so far, and about half of that, 15% of that, is going to have to be redone. And there was just a lot of different things that led to this decision, but we'll talk more about it in the stucco video that we'll make when the house is all done being stuccoed. And we did hire a new contractor, which we're going to be meeting with here soon. Before we get too far into this video, a big thank you to Native Deodorant because they are sponsoring this video, which we are so grateful for. Both me and my husband have been using their deodorant for several months now. We love Native Deodorant because it is aluminum free, paraben, and sulfate free, and all of their scents are so amazing. My 2 favorites right now though are the sweet peach and nectar and then the cactus flower and poppy. And my husband's 2 favorite scents are the eucalyptus and mint and the charcoal. And the charcoal is in one of their new plastic free containers. This plastic free packaging is something that Native recently released. So it's 0% plastic. It's made from 100% paper board sourced from responsibly managed forest. And as always, I have a discount code for you guys, and this time it is for their new plastic-free containers. So you guys can get 3 plastic-free deodorants that are normally $39, but if you use my link and my code, you can get them for $29, which is 25% off. So a big thank you to Native Deodorant for sponsoring this video. This is a product that we really love, so I'm so excited that I get to share it with you guys. So let's go ahead and get our day started and work on some of these projects around the house. But first I have to get this kitchen cleaned up really quickly, and then we can get started. Okay, so the first project we were going to do was to hang a blind here in the kitchen. If you guys remember in a previous video, I had some blind samples and I was trying to decide what color to get. I went with the natural woven and we recently got it in the mail, but we just realized we don't have any mounting hardware for it. So we're gonna have to wait to hang up that blind until they can send some mounting hardware. So we're gonna go ahead and get these PEC lights hung up underneath of the cabinet. This pack came from Lowe's and it was a pretty good deal considering that it comes with all of the batteries that you need. It comes with these command strips, plus all of the lights. I think it was like $34, and it comes with a dimmer too. The pack only came with 6, and we've got 7 different areas under the cabinets where it needs a light, so we're trying to figure out how we can make just 6 work because these only come in a 6-pack. So the remote has got on and then off. You kind of have to point it at each individual light, or sometimes you can get them all in one group. And then you can dim them, set the different percentages. We could put these each on 80%. So these lights do stick down a little bit past the cabinet. Most cabinets have a little lip along the edge. When we did under cabinet lighting in our last house, Our cabinets had like the little lip coming down so you couldn't see the PEC lights underneath. But we'll just leave these here until we get the backsplash and see what they look like with that. Another option would be more of like a flatter strip light underneath that we probably wouldn't be able to see. But even though these do stick down a little bit, they still look pretty good. So we'll see. We'll just leave them up for a little while and see what we think. We've got a couple of these Quickset Smart Code 914 touchpad electronic deadbolts. In the last video, we put one of these in the door that goes out to the sunroom, and today we're going to put one here on the front door, one on the back door, and then one on the door in the master bedroom. Here's what these look like. So this part goes on the outside of the door, and then this one with the lock goes on the inside. These are really neat because you can connect them to your phone so you can get a notification on any lock activity. You can unlock the door from anywhere that you are. Okay, so about 2 months ago, we gave the boys' bathroom a makeover and we put down this countertop paper, but it was kind of a fail. As you guys can see, Owen started picking at the edge here and it just started peeling off. It just doesn't work well with corners. If you had a countertop that went wall to wall, then it might work with that. We are going to try epoxying these countertops. We were just going to pull off this countertop and just buy a new countertop slab for this bathroom, but we've been seeing so much stuff about epoxy lately, so we thought, if we're gonna rip this off anyway, we might as well experiment and try out the epoxy on this countertop. And if it goes well, then we're probably going to be doing it in the kitchen. Over the last couple of weeks, Jalen's been collecting everything that he would need for this countertop. He's ordered some stuff online. We got some of the Stone Coat countertop epoxy, and then we got a bag full of stuff from Ace Hardware. So yeah, we'll see if this turns out. It's just an experiment, and we just wanted to give it a trial run. The first step for this is that Jalen has to pull out the sink and remove the faucet, and then we'll peel off the countertop paper. Jalen started to pull this thing off and he realized that there's a gap in the back. What'd you say, like probably about a ½ inch? So if we pulled this off, there'd be a big gap in the back that we would try to have to fill, and it's just going to be easier just epoxy this back piece instead of trying to fill that gap. Which is kind of disappointing because we were hoping to pull that off and do backsplash all the way down to the countertop. First thing Jalen's going to do is to sand down the top of this countertop with some 220 grit sandpaper. This is just to scuff it up before you put your primer on the countertop. While Jalen's back there sanding that countertop, I'm going to prep us some lunch really quickly. We're just gonna have some easy salads with chicken on top, bell pepper, some shredded cheese, and then I got this dressing to try, Panera Bread Caesar dressing. Looks really yummy. Okay, we've got this all taped off and plasticed, and we are ready to get started. We're giving frog tape a try this time. This is our first time trying this type of tape. We're just kind of sick of blue tape. It never sticks good enough, so we're gonna see if this does a better job. I think I'm going to be ordering a new sink and new faucet for here. We want to do a black faucet instead of the gold.
Sodium Ultra Cover white primer.
Yep, that's what he just put down on the countertop. Okay, the first coat is dry, and so now he's getting the second coat put on here. I think we may be able to just do 2 coats, but we'll have to see once it dries. Yeah. He's taping up this sinkhole right here with the garbage bag and some of this frog tape and the holes for the faucet back there as well from when we pour on the epoxy. Okay, so the first coat of epoxy is on, but we have to let this dry for a couple of hours before we can put on the second coat and then do our veins. And this is why you put down lots of plastic everywhere, because it just drips freely over the edge. Okay, so we are going to finish putting hinges on these doors. If you guys remember in a previous video, we only had enough hinges to do one of the doors right here, so we're going to finish putting the black hinges on this door and then that little side door over there on the left. Okay, these doors are complete. They're looking so good. We got all of the black hinges on the side door and this big door right here, and then we got the quick set handle and the quick set lock put in. I also want to see if I can buy some little plugs to go in these holes that are missing them. Here's a little peek at the outside, and if you want to lock this, you just push the lock button. I'll have a link for all these quick set items down below, but I'm really excited to finally have this door done. We ran into so many difficulties with it, but it's finally all finished, and now we're just waiting on the bedroom furniture so that we can give this room a makeover. Hopefully that's supposed to be arriving in the month of November. Okay, so we keep forgetting to put some of these little grip pads on the feet of these couches because these couches will slide around easily.
Sometimes when you sit down, you go sliding back.
Yeah, or when the kids like jump on the couch is really sliding back. I keep forgetting to show you the used piano that I got the other week. I got it for a really good deal and it's in really great shape. And the wood color is really pretty, but this is a very old piano and it's covered in a lot of scratches. So I'm thinking that I'm going to do black chalk paint on this. This bench is a little bit wobbly. I might buy a new bench after I paint the piano, or we'll just try to fix this one. It's got a leather top, and then of course you can keep your music and stuff in here. We let the first coat of epoxy dry overnight, and now we're going to do the second coat here this morning, and it already is looking so awesome with just this first coat. Okay, so we had both been seeing a lot of stuff about epoxy countertop lately and watching a lot of YouTube videos, and it was something that we really wanted to experiment with, and that's why we thought we would try it on this countertop. It turned out really neat, but we weren't like 100% happy with it. It's definitely something that takes practice. This was our first time doing it, and Jalen said that he doesn't want to do this on the kitchen countertops because there's so much countertop out there, it's going to be such a mess. And we're just worried that after buying all the product for the kitchen countertop that it won't turn out right in the end. So we actually have an appointment scheduled for tomorrow that we're going to go and get a quote for our kitchen countertops and possibly purchase some new ones and schedule that install. So stay tuned for that.
This, I just put way too much black on it. It looks good, it turned out okay, but I think for the kitchen, I mean, this is way too much black. Same thing over here.
Yeah,
we went real small. I'm gonna come back here every hour and look at it, wipe out any spots that look weird, and then wipe the edge.
It makes quite the mess wherever you're doing this at. I mean, it's gonna drip everywhere. You've got all your tools out, and that little propane little torch thing that he was putting that over the top to get any bubbles out. Okay, so even though it's freezing outside, I'm gonna end the day with a little walk. I just feel like going for a walk, getting some fresh air. It's such a beautiful evening, even though it's freezing out here. Hope that you guys enjoyed today's more casual style video, and I will see you in a couple days with a brand new video. Bye.